So without further ado, let me introduce Justin Pachulis. Here he comes.
Good afternoon, and once again, welcome to Christ Church and Church of Christ. The first piece you just heard was by CPE Bach, his keyboard sonata in A major. He was a German classical composer, and he was the eldest son of J.S. Bach's 20 children. It's called the keyboard sonata in A major because at the time, although the piano was a very prevalent keyboard instrument, it was not the only keyboard instrument. And it was very possible that he preferred the clavichord and that it was actually written for the clavichord instead of the piano. The next three set of pieces are by Felix Mendelssohn, who was a German early Romantic composer. And the first two pieces are from his Songs Without Words, which are simply that. They are songs, but they don't have any words. They're so, of course, for the solo piano, and they're designed to recreate a vocal line within the piano. I encourage you to listen for how Mendelssohn makes this beautiful melodic right-hand line singable. This third piece that I'll be doing is a Scherzo in E minor. The term Scherzo is Italian for joke, and to be quite honest, that's exactly what this piece sounds like. It is very lively, very energetic. It really doesn't stop until it stops. And I would ask you if you would please hold your applause until the end of the whole Mendelssohn set. invite the director of music here, James Stirling, to perform in Franz Schubert's Gute Nacht from the song cycle Winterreise. Gute Nacht is the first of 24 songs in the Winterreise song cycle, and it's a story of the entire cycle of a man who goes on a winter's journey, which is the translation of that title. And the story here at Gute Nacht, since you don't have the translation in your programs, is that there is a man who falls in love with a woman in springtime. And she talks of love, and her mother talks even of marriage. And he decides in the middle of winter that maybe this isn't what it was meant to be. And so he writes to her good night and goes on his way. And it opens with the lyrics, "As strangers we met, so as strangers I depart." So I'll give to you with James Stirling, Franz Schubert's Gute Nacht.
Mir gewogen mit
Our next piece, written by Chopin, who is one of my favorite composers. He wrote exclusively for the piano, and even if he didn't write just for piano, but everything that he written included the piano. His set of preludes, although most of them are relatively simple, they're very, very beautiful and just so much fun to play. His Prelude in B minor, to me, is one that I didn't get a chance to learn while I was in college. I had performed a number of other ones. And to me, it has a sense of longing and almost a little bit of hopelessness. Because Chopin, as you may know, while he was a French composer, he was born and raised in Poland and had to leave when he had a young age because of lots of situations that had happened in Poland at the time. And so I feel like in this piece, and this is just me speculating, that there's a lot of sense of homesickness and longing in this piece, and I feel like it's fun to play it. And so I invite you to feel the same way, or at least see if you can imagine that imagery as I play this Prelude in B minor by Chopin. Romantic Spanish composer Albéniz with his Cantos de España, which translates to Spanish songs, the first movement of which is the Prelude. And it's a suite of 5 movements, which all detail a different type of Spanish dance. The Prelude highlights the flamenco. And to me, I am not a guitarist by any stretch of the imagination, but this is probably as close as I will get to playing the guitar. It sounds much, and actually, this piece specifically, the Prelude, has been taken by guitarists and turned into a very well-known guitar piece, still credited to Albéniz. It's written in an ABA format, so there are 2 main themes, the A section, which is simply the theme, and then this B section, which is called the copla, and it is much, much more meditative, as opposed to the A section, which sounds very much like a guitar, which is just struggling and going crazy, and it's lots of fun to play. And following this piece, there will be a 10-minute intermission, which I invite you to stretch your legs, use the bathroom, do as you please, and see you in the second half.
So, the first set of pieces that I played is by Paul Benoit from his 60 devotional pieces. Benoit was a 20th century French composer, organist, and monk, and he wrote this set of 60 devotional pieces based on ancient Gregorian chants. And they're actually written in sets of two. So I played the first two as a set, but in the same key, in the same meter, and based off of the same chant. The next piece I'll be playing, well, it wouldn't be an organist if there wasn't something by Johann Sebastian Bach, and I love it. So I'll be playing something from his 8 little preludes and fugue, the Prelude and Fugue in G minor. Renaissance era with the English composer John Bull. Now, John Bull was known as a skilled keyboardist, and according to my research, he was also skilled at getting me in trouble. The piece E Nomine is a chant, and he adapted it into what's now known as a book of pieces for harpsichord and early keyboard called the Slow Virginal Book. And it's designed to be performed, this whole set of pieces in this book, for any keyboard, because back then the piano did not exist. The harpsichord may have been the most prevalent keyboard instrument, but there was plenty of the virginal and the clavichord and so on. I found a recording of this in Nomine on an instrument called the clavichord. It's a real instrument that existed, and it used both a keyboard with strings, like a harpsichord or a clavichord would, and a keyboard with pipes, like an organ. And so I'm going to recreate that. So the E Nomine by John Bull on clavichord. Thank you. My next piece requires a little bit of audience participation. One of my favorite communings is Let a Mortal Flesh Keep Silence, which can be found in the black book in front of you, the New Century Hymnal, at number 345. The way this is going to work is I have arranged it by David Johnson up at the console, and I will play the full introduction. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the tune, you can hear the entire tune. And then there will be 3 verses thereafter. There's 4 in your hymnal. We will do the first 3. That's all I got. So, Little More Flesh Keep Silence. Please enjoy singing. was not intentional. That was sounding great. Thank you guys so much. That was awesome. I don't want to say goodbye, to be honest. That was a lot of fun. But thank you all, honestly, so much for coming out. It means a whole lot to me and a whole lot to the church, I'm sure. The last piece that I'll be doing, written by Purcell, who was an English Baroque composer. He was a member of the Chapel Royal, so he was versed in both being a court musician as well as a church musician. Anyone who knows the hymn, Praise God from whom all blessings flow, also known as the doxology, and to church organists, also known as Old 100th. This will be a little bit loud, just so you know. I'm using the full capabilities of the organ, and it will be very, very fun. So, thank you all again so much for coming, and please do come to the reception. I looked at it during the intermission, and it looks fantastic. So, Henry Purcell's 100th Song Sheet.
I would be remiss in not saying that Justin is here every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. and 10:30 if you'd like to hear him play. Indeed. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Please join Justin. Yes, indeed. He's going to be in the cooking room.